Greetings and welcome back to another video. So it's only about 30, maybe 40 minutes ago I touched down here in Canberra from Melbourne this morning, where I flew on one of the Qantas brand new aircraft, the Airbus A220, just coming up from Melbourne. And now I have 12 hours to explore here in the city, or maybe it's just a big town. I'm not too sure, I'll just call it a city for now. It is the capital of Australia. And yeah, 12 hours before I head back to Adelaide tonight, so looking forward to it. And my first port of call, if it wasn't cold enough, I decided to come up here to Mount Ainslie, which has this spectacular view of the city. And I'm not too sure, some people might call it a town, but I'm gonna call it a city today. I mean, it is the capital of Australia. So yeah, it's currently, well, it was 7.8 degrees when I landed this morning, so I'm guessing it's probably around 10 degrees, or it might even be even cooler up here at Mount Ainslie. But yeah, there's some spectacular views of the city here. Anyways, I think I've seen what I needed to see up here. I need to get myself lower in altitude where it's a little bit warmer. So after spending a good 30 minutes or so up at Mount Ainslie, I ordered an Uber to head into town and grab some breakfast. Once I was filled up, I mapped out my first destination in Canberra today, which is the National War Museum. Okay, I've had a nice breakfast now. Have a little bit of time to kill because I have bought, actually no, it's free. I got a ticket for the War Memorial and yeah, it was free. I booked it online maybe a couple of weeks ago. But my appointment time, and I say appointment time because I think you sort of have to go there as a scheduled time at 10:40, and it's currently only 10, so I'm just gonna slowly walk over there and see how it goes. So everything from what I can see is pretty central here in Canberra. From where I got dropped off earlier at the cafe, now to walking over to the War Memorial. Might be 30-minute walk, it says on Google Maps. And most other places I want to go, I should be able to walk to as well. We'll see how we go, but yeah, I don't really think it's more of a city. I think I'll call it a town. Might help if I have my microphone up, mightn't it? So after a 30 or so minute walk, I made it over to the National War Memorial Museum. And as mentioned, I booked a ticket online prior to coming, which was free, and downloaded the pass to the wallet on my phone. All in all, the War Memorial is definitely worth a look. And when I arrived, there were still some free spots available for those arriving without prior bookings. But understandably, they obviously don't want this place getting too busy, so I'd probably book online just before coming, just in case. Now overall, it's certainly worth a look if you're in Canberra, but as I'm on a time crunch today, I was in and out in just under an hour. But depending on your interests, I can understand how people could spend much longer here. From here, I jumped in an Uber to head over to the National Gallery of Australia, which holds over 155,000 works of art, and to hopefully see some Renaissance-style artworks, which I really admire. Unfortunately though, I found the gallery wasn't for me, as there was limited works of art in my area of interest. A little bit disappointed. I'm more of a fan of, like, this may be an unpopular opinion, but there was a lot of like contemporary and like modern art in there. I'm more of a fan of what I would call art that takes a lot of skill and a lot of effort over many, many years to produce. Like I said, I'm not saying that modernism or like contemporary style doesn't take skill and it doesn't take effort, it takes a lot of creativity. And yeah, but I'm more into like the Renaissance art, you know, big names such as, you know, Da Vinci, but you know, it is what it is. A little bit disappointed because there wasn't really much European art, which is what I prefer. A lot of, as mentioned previously, art that I'm not really interested in, so I was only in there for maybe 20-30 minutes max, not even. Bit of a shame. I think, to be honest, the one in Adelaide actually has more European art in there, and actually even more like the old sort of like settler art, you know, art from like you know, back in the colonial times, because it's interesting seeing the Australian landscape back in those days. But yeah, it is what it is. But push on. I think I'm going to make my way to Capitol Hill and get a view of Parliament House. Let's roll. I don't have my mic on right now, but just thinking back as well, at one stage I was actually going to travel to Canberra just to go to the National Gallery. So I'm glad I didn't do that. No offense, it still is quite nice. It's spectacular, it's huge. Lots of displays, there's an exhibition, a couple of exhibitions going on. But the only thing is, yeah, just not for me. Just while we're making our way to Capitol Hill as well, as you can see around me and behind me, notice that Canberra is very green, lots of trees. I don't know, I've just always liked places that have lots of trees that are green. Just feels nice to be amongst nature, I suppose. Now, when you're making your way to Parliament House as well, don't be fooled by old Parliament House, which is sitting directly in front of it. Alright, well there you have it, Parliament House, the place where Parliament meet. And I don't know what much else about that place other than that it was built in 1988 and it cost $1.1 billion. Thank you, Google. I was just thinking as well, for those of you outside of Australia that generally watch my videos maybe because they're aviation related, and then every now and then maybe watch one of my travel related content, maybe wondering why I'm coming to a building that's like a Parliament House or like to do with government. But here in Australia, and who knows, maybe overseas, maybe I'm making an assumption here, but this is a place which is pretty much, when you think of Canberra, you see this building. It's pretty much when you grow up, you always see this image on postcards, stamps and whatnot. So yeah, well, there we are. It is a very nice building. All right, time to make my way into town. I'm getting hungry again and I feel like a steak. So Lukey's gonna find a steakhouse of some sort, I reckon. I've already clocked up a good 12,000 steps and then we'll head out again and explore. So after relaxing in the shade a bit here for a few minutes, I've decided to go down to Lonsdale Street, which appears to look like it has, you know, a bunch of restaurants and places to eat. So try and find a place to have lunch and then kick the legs and get going again. I think, look, realistically, if you're in Canberra for a few days, you can actually walk to a lot of these places. If you're fit enough, you don't mind walking, you can pretty well walk to most of these places that I've been so far. It's just obviously today that, you know, I'm only here for 12 hours. I'm just in a bit of a rush. So I've just ordered my 4th Uber for today, keeping Uber afloat. And yeah, I am hungry. Steak time. After making my way down to Lonsdale Street, I stopped off at a place called Grease Monkey before heading back out for a walk around the area known as Braddon. From here, I made my way through Canberra Centre, which is the main shopping complex, and back out before deciding to find somewhere nice to relax and get a nice view of the riverfront. Alright, I'm just heading down to that waterfront area. I've been looking on Google though, it says Lake Burley Griffin or the Molongo River. So I'm not sure which one it is, but gonna head down there and just get some rest, to be honest. I'm absolutely racking up the steps today. I've already cranked out about 17,000 steps, so just gonna find somewhere to chill out and sit down for a bit. In good news, at least it's a bit warmer now as well. When I first arrived it was what, 7.3 degrees? Now it is a nice average 22, so yeah, a lot better now. Okay, I found a nice place to get some rest for a little while, I reckon. Commonwealth Park. So I'm just chilling out here, sussing out the views, resting the feet. But yeah, I've sort of had time to sort of conjure up some thoughts on Canberra in my 6 or 7 hours experience here. I'd say peaceful, quiet, keeping in mind it is a Monday though. But yeah, peaceful, quiet, and you know, that's a perspective from someone from Adelaide too. So if you're from Sydney or one of these larger cities, it's going to be very, very quiet for you. but it's a very small place. But the good part is, I think it's, as I mentioned earlier, it's very walkable. So when things are this small, when towns are this small, you know, and you're happy to get some exercise, you can just about walk everywhere, so it's great. It's very corporate, of course. I'd say 1 in 3 people are wearing suits. But yeah, nothing wrong with that, of course. It is a Monday, people are working. And I've noticed as well, a lot of places have very alcohol orientated. A lot of bars, chicken and beer, breweries, everywhere. So from what I hear about the people in Parliament, they like to have a bit of a drinky drink. So it doesn't surprise me that there's a few places here for them to have a bit of a drinky drink. But one other place I would have loved to have gone to while I was here, but it's currently closed. I'm not too sure, maybe they're doing some renovations or something, is the Royal Australian Mint. So yeah, that's pretty much where they produce all the money here in Australia, coins or currency in general. I'm pretty sure, yeah, the Perth Mint doesn't actually do any these days. It's more so a bit of a museum over there, and they have like a bit of a store you can go check out. I'm pretty sure, don't hold me to that. And I'm pretty sure that, yeah, the one here in Canberra is actually the main one for Australia, which prints our current currency. And they also have like a store, like a mint store, and I would have loved to have gone that. So anyone interested in numismatics or picking yourself up something cool, who knows, it might be open when you get here. But unfortunately, it's closed on this trip. But yeah, aside from that, I don't really, as I was mentioning at the start of the video, I didn't really have too much planned. It was just that the main sites that I've heard of before. I mean, if I was here for a couple of days, I'd try and find a few more fun things to do. I'm not too sure, maybe like if there's any sort of like go-karts or VR experiences, a bit more adrenaline, so to speak. Because there's a lot of art, culture, history here in Canberra. But in terms of getting your blood pumping, these sorts of things, you know, I'm not too sure. I haven't really looked into it, but yeah. I need a bit of a rev up, so to speak, now, after all this culture and history. But yeah, I can definitely say I do like Canberra. I like Canberra a lot. Next time I come here, I want to be here at least maybe 2 nights minimum. And yeah, just take it easy and explore. Okay, well, I think my feet have just about packed up on me. Hitting close to about 20,000 steps now. And yeah, about a week or two ago, probably about 2 weeks ago now, I did a 21 kilometre walk back in Adelaide, and I feel like my foot still hasn't sort of recovered a bit since then. It's been a while since I've done any sort of like long hikes like that one, so you know what, I think we might just wrap it up here. I've been here since 8 a.m, it's about 4 p.m. now in the afternoon. Realistically, there's not a whole lot much more I could really do without sort of planning things, you know, so, but I feel very content. I'm very happy with what we've been able to go and check out today. We've seen the main sites, in my opinion, and I've had a great time. I really have. I do like Canberra. So ideally though, yeah, I'd love to come back and spend maybe 2 nights here and just take it a bit slower. Obviously today's been quite rushed and a lot of walking, a lot of Uber rides. So yeah, definitely love to come back and just slow it down a bit and you know, just take it as it comes. I think I have about 40% battery left. My flight leaves in about 5 hours back to Adelaide. I arrive back into Adelaide tonight at about 10:40 p.m. or so, Adelaide time, which would be about 10 past 11 over here. So it very much has been a full day. So yeah, we'll wrap it up, and I have to say thank you very much if you made it to this far into the video. And if you could hit the like button, if you have liked it, of course, and if you could hit subscribe if you're not subscribed already and you do enjoy my content, whether it be the aviation or more so just random travel videos like this one. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. All the best.